New this morning, a look at the scene of a lot of commotion in a South Moorhead neighborhood. Police say a man is in custody after failing to stop when police tried pulling him over for erratic driving last night, then trying to run away. Officers used a pit maneuver to stop the car, which ended up crashing into a tree in the 2100 block of 8th Street Southwest Frontage Road.
Police say two guys in the car ran from the vehicle. The passenger still on the loose this morning, but officers did catch the driver. He's 30-year-old David Buca of Fargo. He's booked into jail for driving without a license, possession of a controlled substance, and fleeing both in a motor vehicle and on foot. Today is expected to be a pivotal day of decisions in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer accused of killing George Floyd. The judge said that he plans to rule at 8:15 this morning on the defense request to delay and move the trial based on a concern that a multi-million-dollar civil settlement with Floyd's family could taint the jury pool.
The judge will also rule on whether or not evidence of a 2019 arrest of George Floyd can be introduced and the scope of testimony allowed by an expert witness who may be called on by the prosecution. Now, stay with Valley News Live on air and online this morning for those key decisions in this high-profile case.
President Joe Biden says his administration will reach their goal of 100 million COVID-19 vaccinations today, 6 weeks before the 100th day of his administration, as promised. Now, during remarks yesterday, President Biden said although the benchmark has been reached, this is not the time to toss out the masks and stop social distancing.
He says the victory is also tempered as more than a dozen states have seen recent surges in new COVID cases. We're expecting to get word today from the CDC about kids, COVID, and the classroom. The agency plans to update its physical distancing guidelines for schools from 6 to 3 feet.
Health officials are pointing to a study that shows no significant difference in a rate of COVID-19 at a Massachusetts public school. The CDC director is calling the issue urgent as the 6 feet guideline has posed such a problem for schools.
It's kind of cool out there right now, but we're going to warm up and it looks like a great weekend ahead. Let's get a check of our first alert storm team forecast with meteorologist Lisa Green, and look at that beautiful sunrise.
Great weekend, great morning, beautiful out there. Our producer Julie was just remarking how gorgeous it is. Almost doesn't even look real out there because of that gorgeous, vibrant color there. And it is, and we're going to get to enjoy that gorgeous sunrise here this morning. And we'll get to keep that sunshine around throughout the day today too. So a really good start to our Friday. Here's a look at our temperatures. We are in the 20s to some low 30s right now, so a little warmer than yesterday. Not as chilly as you step out the door. 27 in Fargo and in Grand Forks. And winds, well, they're not bad now. They're out of the south mainly. We're seeing wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. A couple of places in the west a little stronger, but it really is looking pretty good for the moment. It does pick up today, and that's going to be the one issue that's not going to be so nice here today. But we're used to the wind here in the Red River Valley, right? It's just going to be another one of those days. One thing, though, that we do need to factor in is it's really dry. You know, we've had a lot of that snow melt that's exposed all of that dry, dead vegetation from the previous season. And so there's a lot of fuel out there. When you factor in dry air and on top of that some stronger winds, we've got some concerns about near critical fire danger here today. So just the National Weather Service giving us a heads up about that with the statement encompassing a good portion of the Red River Valley. So good day to avoid burning here. And that includes tomorrow as well, because that wind's going to stick around. So here's a look at your planner. We're going to see temperatures this morning into the upper 20s, generally below freezing here out at the bus stop in the afternoon, right back up into those 50s yet again, and getting to keep that sunshine around. We'll see those winds again get stronger by the afternoon, steady speeds in the 20s, some gusts in that 30-mile-per-hour range today. So getting breezy, but still looking good. And for Saturday, spring begins. It's the spring equinox, the first official day of spring. We'll have temperatures into the 60s. There may be some high clouds that move in and wind out of the south gusting again. Tomorrow may be a little stronger, up to about 40 miles per hour. And then spring showers for Sunday, but still mild coming up for the weekend. So a little bit of everything that spring has to offer here over the next couple of days.
I'm liking it. And your tulips are coming up.
My tulips are coming up. So yeah, that time of the year, get ready. Too early to still plant anything else, but we'll get there soon enough. Lisa, thank you this morning. It is now 6:53. A local woman has a warning that an upcoming bar crawl in downtown Fargo, well, it's just a scam. Carrie Anderson says shortly after buying tickets to both a Margarita and a Sunday Fun Day bar crawl slated for next weekend, the dates then changed to next November.
And when she asked for a refund, she was told it wouldn't happen.
It's disappointing that people can take advantage of you like that and get away with it.
Searches of Bar Crawl Unlimited show dozens of complaints on the Better Business Bureau site from across the U.S. and an F rating. Fargo City Commissioners will be talking about a bias crime ordinance this coming Monday night.
Commissioner Arlette Preston says violators could be fined up to $1,500 and spend 30 days in jail. She says a similar proposal was defeated recently by the state legislature, but a city ordinance would be an attempt to protect local residents.
Bias crimes certainly committed in our community, and in 2019, 8 crimes were recorded, and in 2020, which I just have the numbers through October at this point, there were 10 bias crimes reported in the first 9 months.
If commissioners approve the proposal during Monday's meeting, it would still require further work by the city attorney before being voted on by the full council at a later date.
A 22-year-old man will be sentenced next month for helping cover up a grisly murder in Moorhead. David Erno pleaded guilty to aiding an offender in connection with the 2020 death of Destiny Avery. Erno knew about Avery's murder the day that it happened, but didn't report it.
He also wiped the victim's computer and obstructed the police investigation. Erno could spend up to 20 years in prison. 27-year-old Ethan Broad is the one actually charged with the murder. He withdrew a guilty plea last month and is now going to trial March 31st. 26-year-old Andrea Payne is also charged with aiding an offender. Her trial is set for April. A Moorhead teenager could be looking at more than 50 years in prison after pleading guilty to a brutal assault on the city's south side. Ashton Bellafuel will be sentenced for attempted murder and assault. The incident happened back in November during a disturbance at an apartment building.
A woman was assaulted with a knife, a screwdriver, and then a stick. Another woman was stabbed in the eye and in the neck. One woman later jumped off the roof of the building to escape any harm. A suspect on the run from police in Utah was saved by the same officers who were chasing him after his SUV crashed 25 feet off of a bridge and then burst into flames. Police body cam video shows that chilling rescue.
The man's car was about to be engulfed in flames when 3 officers rushed to his aid and pulled him from the mangled, smoking vehicle. The man was taken to a local hospital in serious condition. He will face DUI charges. After a long winter and the previous summer of the pandemic, more people than ever are gearing up for a summer spent outdoors. Camping sites are filling up fast, and state parks are preparing for one of their busiest seasons ever.
Yeah, they are filling up pretty quickly. There's just a few reservations open online for parks like Itasca and Buffalo River, but if you want to park a little closer to the valley, you also need to book now.
It was a 5-year plan for us to fill it up 10 lots a year, and we ended up doing it in 4 months. So
to make a camping reservation at an area state park, just use your VNL News app. Look for this story. We have several links that can help you do it.
Some Fargo homeowners are a little early when putting tree branches out for curb pickup this year. The city's forestry department doesn't start picking up curbside until May 3rd.
So they're asking people to take piles of branches to the city landfill. Bring an ID and the disposal will be at no cost.
A Fargo Force captain is getting a new hairstyle this weekend to raise money for a special cause.
He's going to lose that fabulous hockey hair. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live with the details of a big weekend at Shields Arena. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. You're right, that hair is beautiful. You'll be able to see it in just a second. Now, I am here at the Shields Arena where they're going to have CULLY Kids Night tomorrow night. And what organizer Nick Strom is doing is raising money for the CULLY'S Children's Foundation. What they do is provide financial assistance to those kids in need, with the organizers to those kids in need of their health care. And it just helps them out in the Fargo-Moorhead area, especially with cancer. Now, take a look on your screen. Like I just mentioned, that beautiful hair is getting cut off tomorrow at CULLY Kids Night. And that is tomorrow night around 6 at the Shields Arena. A portion of ticket sales and all proceeds from the post-game jersey auction will go to the foundation. The GoFundMe page has raised over $4,500 out of their $5,000 goal. The community raised $1,500 in just one day. Matt and Bridget Colin will match the $5,000 goal, making the total $10,000. And that GoFundMe page can be found on valleynewslive.com. Right before I went on, it went up $100. So now it's at $4,675. Just $325 away from that $5,000 goal.
I love it. We should just put that challenge out for our Valley Today viewers to go ahead and donate right now, and then We'll see you at Shields Arena tomorrow night.
Yeah, and see that hair go off. Luckily, it can grow back, though, so
Right.
he'll still have that hockey flow perhaps next year, but all for a good cause. Brian Sherrod reporting live this morning. Thank you.
The Salvation Army in Fargo is reopening to the public for free meals and services. They've been shut down for a year because of the COVID pandemic and mandated closings. The kitchen crew is serving in-person meals at the downtown location.
Breakfast 8 to 9, lunch 11:30 to 12:30 Monday through Friday, the Sunday meal 5 to 6, and they're also looking for volunteers. Now you can contact them. We have that information on our website, valleynewslive.com.
Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question, a new study looked at the top 5 things that women have in their purse, and we're looking for what's number 3.
A face mask, a very 2021 answer. Number 1, keys. Number 1 was the phone. Number 2 was keys. And remember, the Fargo CW, we continue on with the Valley Today on that channel.